Hello traders and welcome in a new daily market analysis video. Today is the 29th of March 2022 and this video is brought to you by the market research team at Pew Prime. Let's have a quick look on the markets. What do we have on our economic agenda and what do we expect technically on the charts? Please stay tuned. Starting with the economic agenda for today, the 29th of March, basically we have a couple of economic releases, which isn't supposed to drive higher volatility than usual. However, markets will be looking to know the figures from those numbers. Basically, we are having the CB consumer confidence from the US economy for the month of March, which is expected to show a little lower than the month of February, as well as the job openings from the US economy for the month of Feb, which is expected to show around 11 million job openings, while the previous month was basically higher than 11 million. It was around 11,263,000 new jobs. So that was all for the economic agenda. Basically, we don't expect higher volatility than usual accompanied by those economic releases. Let's have a quick look on the charts and what do we expect. What does the technical analysis tell us? This we will be watching in a moment. Starting with the dollar index, basically in yesterday's report, we mentioned that we are having a sideways range, basically between the highs and the lows. The highs were around the levels of 99.30 and the lows around 97.75. Basically, we expected bearish price action to show from the resistance levels, which is starting to show from those levels. We basically had a reversal from those basically levels of resistance. And basically, we expect a continuation of this downward move to retarget again the levels of price equilibrium, which is just around the levels of 98.50 points, and that's on the 4-hour time frame. So as long as basically the markets are still trading technically as per the charts, we will be having a brilliant move to the downside on the dollar index to retarget the equilibrium zone. Let's have a look on the euro, which basically didn't move in either direction. It's some sort of a downward channel, is it? Basically, it's still trading with very low momentum to the downside. It is a downward price channel. However, we will be waiting for the euro just around the levels of 1.1025. We will be waiting for bearish price action, if any, and we can short the euro back again to the midline of the price channel. Having a look on the pound versus the US dollar, basically we mentioned our key level in yesterday's report, 1.3120. We had a brilliant break below and basically we're heading for a retest. We are having some again bearish price action from here. A brilliant engulfing candlestick basically opens the door for more downward pressure on the pound versus the US dollar, and our main target should be around the last low created, which was around 1.3001. Roughly this is what we're having on the pound versus the US dollar. Having a look on the US crude oil, we basically rejected the levels of resistance that we mentioned during the previous week. 115.50, we had this brilliant move to the downside. We managed to create a new lower low. So now we are basically in a downward trend. Any upward move on the 30 minutes time frame, which is basically starting to show right now, will be basically a very good opportunity to short on the short time frame. Our main target should be the 94.30 cents per barrel. The last thing that we need to check is basically the gold. We are still trading in a downward move from the beginning of the week. The two key most important levels basically that we should look for as support levels should be the 1910 and the 1895 on the short and the medium term. Thank you very much for watching this video. Stay tuned for another daily videos and please stay safe.